what this event does and what it's intended to do is provide exposure to local entrepreneurs, provide them exposure to markets, outside markets, like this panel that we just had. These are venture capitalists from Atlanta, San Francisco, Washington, and let them have an idea of what they're looking for. Provide a medium for exposure both to the locals and from the outside people looking in. I think, a lot of the panel didn't realize the amount of companies that we have in the early stages here in Charleston. And so I think, bilaterally it provides value.
Did any of the panelists say anything that maybe you hadn't thought about before or anything that surprised you?
Yeah, well, they confirmed some suspicions as far as what they look for. And one of the things that we're always coaching the entrepreneurs here locally is execute your plan. Have a good plan, execute that plan, and the money's going to find you. You don't have to go looking for the money. I know a lot of early stage entrepreneurs spend a better part of their budget looking for money. Rather than looking for that money, the word is execute your plan and the money will find it. So that was one of the things that resonated with me.
Okay, and you said something else earlier. You said that a lot of people tell you that there isn't money in Charleston.
Yeah.
And you tell them that there is money, but they just, or it's just not as organized.
It's not as organized.
Tell us more about that?
Yeah, well, what I meant by that is, a lot of the early stage companies get frustrated in looking for money in their funding process and in the capitalization process, and they immediately default to there's no money in Charleston, meaning that there's no money for them in Charleston. And I like to to have the conversation with that company and say, look, it's how you're presenting yourself. Number one, there's something wrong, and if you can present yourself to that money person, which is probably a real estate guy, you have to explain the business to them in business terms. And what we try to do is educate the entrepreneur on how to present to the money source. If the money source is a real estate guy and he has $200,000, tell him, all right, if you give me $200,000, this will be my internal rate of return for a couple of years, and this is what I'm expecting to give you on your return on investment, and here's how I'm going to do it. Don't get too emotionally involved in the product. So a lot of the presentations that we see, the entrepreneur gets very emotionally involved in the product, and by the time the business opportunity rolls around, everybody's lost. So what we need to do is organize the funding sources better. The money that's already here, create more groups, more venues like this, so the money sources can actually look at deals and vet these deals and put good valuations. We had a good conversation on valuation. Put the valuations on the companies that will merit those types of investments.